larger amount of international media on the call. We're going to keep it to one question per person today. Thank you very much.
And thank you. If you'd like to ask a question, please signal by pressing *1 on your telephone keypad. If you're using a speakerphone, please make sure your mute function is turned off to allow your signal to reach our equipment. Again, that's *1 to ask a question. And we'll take our first question. Nick Hoffman with Wrestling Inc.
Hi, Paul. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat today.
Hey, Nick, how are you?
I'm doing as well as I can here in Chicago right now. Well, I want to ask you about. Thank you. Yeah, it's a tough time, obviously, for everyone. Appreciate your concern. Florida is entering phase 2 of their reopening. They've announced some concert halls are going to be available for shows, half capacity. Is NXT and WWE considering running shows outside of the Performance Center in Florida because of that?
So I think, since the beginning of this, we've been looking at all options and trying to figure out, just how to navigate all of this. And as things have changed, we've worked very closely with the government in Florida to make sure that we are doing everything that they want us to do, expect us to do, and then some, and try to stick to everything, CDC guidelines, everything. This has just come about, and we have been looking at options for when this time came. So I think all options are on the table for us. I think we need to understand completely what they're saying can and cannot be done and what they would like us to do, and then we will respond accordingly. But all options are on the table. But what we do is for our fans, and we feel like it's our duty to, and have felt like that, to continue to deliver for them. They've been there for us. We want to be there for them even in this time when they need it the most. People need that entertainment. So the faster we can get ourselves in front of our fans and back to doing what we do, the better. As long as it's safe for everybody.
Thank you very much, Paul. Looking forward to the show this Sunday.
Thanks, Nick.
Thank you. Next we'll go to Gabrielle Lorino with Every Eye.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hey, Gabrielle.
You have just celebrated 25 years of career in WWE, in which you have achieved great results, not only as a wrestler, but also outside the ring, and congratulations. Can you tell us a moment that you find particularly significant for you?
Boy, 25 years is a long time. There's a lot of moments. I enjoyed all of them. For me, even more so than the moments in the ring, I think the moments backstage with everybody and the relationships that you build and the people that I've had the privilege of working with, all of those things will stick with me forever. I've talked about the end of an era match with Taker and, that moment at the top of the stage. For me now, it comes down to moments of watching the future talent grow and knowing that we're giving them that platform, knowing that somehow in a small way we're helping them get there and assist that. This Sunday will be no different. You're going to see a lot of talent, some of which have been in this position before with takeovers and on that big stage, and some who haven't, and you're going to see them rise to the occasion and grow as performers. And in some ways it might seem cliche, but those moments are almost bigger to me now than the moments of my career. It's akin to watching, doing something in your life and then watching your kids succeed. What's more special? To me right now in this moment, I wouldn't trade any of it. Watching the men and women of NXT and beyond just captivate the world, do what they do, have that opportunity to live their dream. Those are the moments now for me that are the most important. Thank you, Gabrielle.
Thank you. And next we'll go to Sean Ross Sapp with Fightful.
Hey, Paul. Thank you very much. Hey, Sean, can you walk us through the process of the Drake Maverick situation, him getting his release, his hard
message, and then, well, one, him being allowed to continue in the tournament that he was scheduled for, and so ultimately being offered another contract, including like what point did you all realize that you were going to keep him around? And what does that do for his contract? Is he just effectively on the same deal he had before? Is he re-signed to a new deal? How does that work?
So the Drake situation came about. We already had the tournament booked out, and I believe at that point, it was a little bit of a jumble with me without going back and looking, but I believe we had it promoted already at that time, and then the releases happened, which are horrible. And no one wants to see anybody lose their job, especially in the world right now. But a lot of companies around the world are having to make tough business decisions in this moment in time to ensure that they are still there as this continues on, and difficult decisions were made. He was given the option of continuing the tournament, wanted to, and wanted to prove that he could still be here. If you met him or know him at all, he's just one of the most passionate guys, and loves WWE, just wants to be here. It's his dream, the whole thing. Couldn't be a better, guy. And look, as we said in the moment of time, when the release happened, it wasn't like he was involved in anything. So, it just happened the way it did. But through the process of this tournament, man, he captured people's hearts, he captured their imagination, and he earned that spot. And it was already out there in the biggest way possible. So you either ignore it or you turn it into something, and we turned it into something based off of him and his performances. And I'm personally thrilled for him that he can continue to do what he loves doing and what he dreamed about doing, and that he has that opportunity going forward. Because, like I said, he's a great guy, and I'm thrilled that we were able to get where we did.
Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, Sean.
Thank you. And next we'll go to Francesco Palmerini with Calcio Republic.
Yes, hi, Paul. Hi, Paul. And first question from Italy is about, of course, Fabian Eichner. And Italy, thanks to Fabian Eichner, has returned to conquering the WWE title, and it did not even happen to Bruno Sammartino, actually. Is this an important signal for Italy, and what do you want to say to the Italian audience?
I mean, look, we look to bring in performers from everywhere. Great performers. To me, it doesn't matter where they're from or anything else. I'm looking for great athletes, great performers, great characters, great personalities. Fabian is all those, and I'm thrilled for him that he's in the position he's in. I would think that's very important in Italy. But to me, he's just a phenomenal talent. And like I said, as we look all over the globe, we have talent from just about everywhere. The diversity of our rosters and our performance center and NXT and everything else there's a ton of diversity, and I'm very proud of that. So excited for him and excited for the position he's in, and he's got the whole world in front of him because he is an incredibly talented guy.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Francesco.
And thank you. And next we'll go to Mike Johnson with PWInsider.com.
Hey, Paul, how are you?
All the way down the list. What happened?
Yeah, Mike, right. People stuck at home pushed you to the left.
Sorry.
How are you?
Sorry. I'm good. I hope you guys are doing well as well. You mentioned the cinematic quality of Velveteen Dream against Adam Cole. We've seen in the last couple of months, WrestleMania was pre-taped. Money in the Bank had elements of live and cinematic. For TakeOver, since this is the first one of this era, what's the ratio of live content that's taking place as we watch it versus material that's been taped in advance? Obviously, the cinematic stuff is going to be more production quality. and elements to that, but the rest of the show, what are we looking at?
Yeah, so basically everything else in the show with the exception of the Velveteen Dream, Adam Cole match is live. And as you know, that match has already been done. And it was shot outdoors, so there was some component to that of weather that we wanted to be cautious of. But everything else within the show, match-wise, will be live.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you. Next we'll go to Federica Silva with Sports Fair.
Hello, hi Paul. One question from Italy. One of the most important match of NXT TakeOver is the triple threat match for the NXT Women's Championship. What do you think about the great success reached by WWE female superstar in the last years?
I'm sorry, I missed the end of the question. Can you repeat it? I know you're talking about the women's match, but I just missed the question.
Yeah, I was talking about the women's match, and the question was, what do you think about the great success that WWE female superstar reached in these years?
I believe the question is how well the women have done over the last few years. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
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 Oh God, I'm continually blown away by our women. I have been since the beginning of when we started doing NXT, and I shouldn't say that before that. Our women have always risen to the occasion, but the opportunity changed, the platform changed, and they took that and made that change happen. So, as for me talking about NXT, I can go back to the pages and past that, the Sashas and the Baileys, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, and all the women that you think of at the beginning of that NXT kind of the change of pace and the change of what women were doing in ring. You fast forward that to today, and more often than not, they're stealing the show. More often than not, they are, telling better stories. It's amazing what they can do, and the in-ring product is off the chart. And I can look at the Performance Center, the athletes that are in it, and you look at the 6 women just at TakeOver with Tegan Knox and Chauncey Blackheart, Mia Yim, Candice, Dakota, Raquel. Wow, the depth of what is there, the amount of women that have that ability to steal the show at any given moment is incredible. So I couldn't be more proud of all of them. They have worked so hard for it. They have given everything they have for it. And I think that's why it's so successful. They pour their heart and soul into everything they do, and they've delivered every time. So proud of them.